Okay, it is Saturday morning, and we're going to do some Foundry prep. So, sometimes these Saturday morning preps are at like 7 o'clock in the fucking morning. And sometimes they're at 9:30 in the morning. Um, I'm trying to keep my Saturday morning preps as casual as possible. If I wake up and I feel really motivated and I got nothing on my plate for the day, I might put in 5, 6 hours, maybe just a 4 hour block, maybe just a 2 hour block. I don't know. But when I got stuff going on my Saturday, when I got projects I got to work on, when I just don't feel like it, when I'm sleepy, I'll go ahead and do, whatever time I can get in, whatever time I can get in. So my intention this morning is we're going to do at least 90 minutes of mod auditing, maybe 2 hours. I would push a little bit harder today because I do want to. We're close to the end here, but I also have other stuff I have to work on today. All right, such is life. Such is life. All right, I've got my tracking document open, and I will say that the crazy vision mod that we turned on last time, it's pretty cool. I don't know why one of my players being a tiny PC is messing with Foundry so hard, but it is. And I think it's just because tiny PCs, I don't think they're accounted for in any of the automation properly. They have zero reach. They're supposed to be in the same space with you. Um, I don't think the game keeps track of that kind of stuff. So, like, as much as I like tiny PCs, I've played a tiny PC. I do think that I do think it throws a monkey wrench into a lot of the automation tools. If I find out different or I find out a way to make that not a problem, I'm obviously going to pursue it. But that's where I'm at right now. Oof. Okay. So, Ripper Premium Hub is telling me there's updates available, but it didn't update. Um, so this is for simple quest. My intention is not to update anything ever again. So it might be in my best interest to turn off Ripper Premium Hub module so that I don't face these kind of temptations in my life. I already have to look at this little yellow exclamation mark circle over here, letting me know that my Pathfinder is out of date. Um, which is it's just the worst feeling in the world. All right, so let's see. Yet again, we ended in the middle of a combat because Seven Dooms is just a dungeon crawl. I have noticed significant slowdown with this Visioner mod installed, and I don't like it. So as cool as it is, and as much stuff as it was doing for us, I think I'd rather just keep track of it myself. I do think I do think it's too much. Um, my game was running like shit on Tuesday, and that's the first time on the self-host that my games are running like shit. So I think I will be turning that off. So we're gonna turn off the Ripper mod hub, and then we're gonna turn off PF2E Visioner. All right. That will of course want to reload. And I will go down to. We have 114 pages of notes about our mods, which is just bananas. It's just bananas. All right. Hmm. All right. We left off on the 54 hotkeys for workbench. W. So Visioner is here. Um, terrible on performance is right. So I'm going to add an update to these comments. I'm going to say, turned it off, hit to performance, too much, gets confused by tiny and large PCs. All right. Currently off. All right. So right away, I can move things, touch things, interact with things without it breaking. So yeah, I think that was the right move. All right, let's open up our settings here. Oh yeah, everything's back to running smooth. Okay. We've got hotkeys to look at. 54 hotkeys. So let's go to it. PF2E workbench 54 hotkeys. Let's fucking go. All right. Add user targets. Keybind to add selected and hovered tokens to the user's target. I thought that was already a thing. I thought that was Shift T. So if I do T, hold down Shift and hit T, I'm already doing it. I don't know who lets me do it, but there it is. Keybind to open hero handler. We don't want that. Keybind to move selected combatant before current combatant. We could just pick them up and move them ourselves. We don't need to memorize another hotkey for them. Keybind for mystifying selected tokens. I don't mystify tokens, so I'm going to delete that. Call hotbar macro on page 1, position 1. And it goes all the way through. Now this is sexy as fuck. Yeah, and that's why there's 54 of them. So if you've got hotkeys and you've got a particular one that you just can't live without. So if on page, I don't know, where did I put that recall knowledge? Here on 8. Okay, so it's on page 4, 8, recall knowledge. I could go in here and I could do a hotkey for it, that any hotkey I want, and it'll pull that one. Pretty cool. Not really needed. So I'm gonna put this, and we'll go here. And we'll go down to hotkeys section, and paste this in. And I'll put not using any hotkeys, but the other 50 possible hotkeys would allow binding of any of the 50 hotbar macros. Very cool. All right, not bad. So with that, we have completed PF2E Workbench, which is one of the biggest mods I think that we have. So we will move on to next. EF2E Workbench. All right, now we're on to Pincushion. Pincushion, one of my faves. I like Pincushion quite a bit. So go over here, paste it in. All right, so Pincushion is a UI enhancement. I guess it's kind of a compendium enhancement. No, it's a journal enhancement. There we go. Journal enhancement. And what does it do? Adds additional functionality around map pins. And I mean, that's all we need it to do. So let's see. That, this, grab this. Go. All right. Settings. Forced to show notes. Oh wow. There are a lot of settings that I've never actually taken the time to look at. Bro. Thumbnail preview of the journal. I did not know that either. Oh. Holy shit. Okay. It does a lot of stuff. Alright, let's take a look. Pincushion has 40 settings. What the fuck? Alright. Forced to show notes. Automatically flag journal notes to show on the map without having to have your players turn on themselves. Huge. Massive. So we're gonna do settings. Go. And preview delay. How long before preview appears in milliseconds? Default journal entry permissions, none. The default journal permissions will be created with. Okay, good. Yeah. Default image icon for creation on a note. All right. I am curious what they are using. Cloud. You could do better than that, right? Yeah, I know what we could use. Let's see. We'll do this. Okay, go here. Go to user data, assets, UI, and then we'll do crash jam. Then we'll change this to be icon, logo, crash jam, simple. All right, cool. Select specific journal folder. Make sense only with the module setting default journal entry folder set with value specific folder. That's kind of cool. Okay. Enable feature backgroundless pins. If enabled, the setting will let you, with the additional checkbox, has background. Warning, if you disable this module setting, you simply have all your notes with the background the standard way, but the flags on the notes are not delete, so you can re-enable this when you want. You do need to refresh for effect. Okay. But I thought I had a totally different mod for that. Is that not needed anymore? Okay, I guess I could test that. Let's see. Does this mean we do not need backgroundless pin mod anymore? Question mark. Needs testing. All right. Back here, there's not currently a dog. But they like to go in there and then they like to look out the window. So I ordered them a bed to go underneath the side desk because there used to be a bed there, but my wife got a a work from home job, so the bed now lives under her desk, and that's where the dogs work all day. Is they work hard, sleeping in the bed under her desk. So they really, even when they do like there being a dog bed here, even though they have this fine beanbag to climb up in and look out the window, yell at people who have the audacity to exist. Yeah. Also, good morning. I am working on, yeah, Josh, yeah, I'm working on my self-host server. So part of my goal is to go through all 200 of my mods and make decisions about whether or not I'm going to keep those mods, and then actually physically engaging with every part of the mod to be like, what does this actually do? Why do I have it? Do I still need it? What's going on? And yeah, that's the situation there. Once I'm happy with that, I plan to clone my my virtual Foundry installation, and then use the clones for my other games. So that's how it's gonna be. How I'm gonna proceed. So we'll see what happens. Ugh. Ugh. All right. Let's see. Show by default the icon image of the journal on the map node. Did that mod maker ever get back to you? Sadly, Cadenex, they never got back to me. Nope. There was no reply. It just, it is what it is. Make me sad. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know. I guess I could hit up like a respectable place to hire like a programmer to do it. I don't know. I don't think I want to pay somebody hundreds of dollars over Discord. I want to be on a platform where I feel like I can hold them accountable for the work they're doing. So yeah. But I would pay money to get Voice Actor by Blitz updated for Foundry 13. Absolutely. That hasn't changed. Let's see. But the only bite I got on Discord was extremely unprofessional. So yeah. I actually ended my subscription for the Forge hosting and self-host instead now. Wait, are we still sponsored? I mean, listen, we are still sponsored by the Forge. So it is kind of like, what are you doing? Why are you doing self-host? Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I think it's still a good service. I think it's what most people would benefit from, especially if you're just running like, running like casual game. You don't want to fuck around with self-hosting. I do think it's a good service. Self-hosting has not been easy. People that say it's easy, it is easy for them, but I wouldn't say that it's easy for everybody. I don't think that's true. Yeah. So I think that there is a need for hosting services like the Forge, and I do support and recommend the Forge. But for me, after 6 years now, I'm ready to just self-host. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Show by default the icon image of the journal in your map node. Yeah. Oh, so are you self-hosting on your PC? Because I went ahead and got like a virtual machine. Yeah. I'm right there. It's super smooth, super fast, super smooth. It's fantastic. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. Let's see. All right, let's go over to the journal. It says I can have pictures now, but the journal would have to have its own pictures first. So, does Sandpoint have any pictures? Yeah, it's got a map of the city. All right, so right click, I don't see no fucking thumbnails. Maybe I have to turn them on. I don't know. Uh, show by default the icon image of the journal on the map node. Okay. Okay. Enable auto scale for nameplates of the note on the canvas. Enable auto scale of nameplates. Okay, I don't know what that does. Enable drag note on token layer if GM. This is a great feature. This is a great feature. This is really good. It can be a little confusing sometimes, but it is very good. Enable player-only icons by default. Newly created notes will have player-only icons enabled automatically. Default note icon for players, not GM. Oh, so the player's got to have a different icon maybe? Um, than a crash gem, huh? Hmm. Okay. What would a player have if they didn't have a crash gem? Maybe a pork. Let's see. Pork. Pork emoji. Go. All right. So we'll go here. Assets, UI, crash gem. Grab it. We'll do icon, pork, emoji. Okay. GM label. Add the ability for note tooltips to be configured so the GM see different text to players. So secret information can be displayed to GMs whilst players see public information about the note. Enable revealed state on scene notes. When enabled, then the revealed state will be used to determine if the note is visible to players. The default Foundry VTT behavior is for notes to be visible to players only if the linked document is accessible to the player. This has actually been very useful in Skyhaven. Alright, only if setting enabled revealed state on scene notes is enabled, it turns green. For players, the RGB value can be used to tint scene notes if they have a reachable link. If left blank, then the tint, if any, will remain unchanged. For GMs, this is the initial icon tint. So I think this is to let me know that map point is available. When I mouse over it, it says it makes it red. It's not turning green. Okay. Wait. Here we go. Red. For GMs, this is the value if they have not been revealed to players. Ah, makes sense. Okay, so Suto's journal excerpts would be a different color, right? No, it's also... They have access to this one. I don't know what these colors are doing. They seem so arbitrary too, like lime green and highlighter yellow. I don't understand. Let's see. Let's go to actual journal notes. Create a map note. Do I drag this button? Like how am I creating a map note? Oh, there it is. How many of these windows did I pop up? Just the one? Okay. All right. Testing. Create a corresponding journal entry. Nah, that's okay. And create. All right, so where did it go? Just in the middle of the page? Okay. And then icon tint, journal entry. GM label, player label. Tooltip, custom description. Wow, there are so many options here that I've never fucking bothered with. Use reveal state, reveal to players. Okay, well, none of the shit seems to be color coding like it says it's supposed to. I don't really know if I want to troubleshoot it though. It says only if setting enable revealed state on scene notes. So maybe I don't have that turned on. Nope, I have it right here. Enable revealed state on scene notes. When enabled, then the revealed state will be used to determine if the node is visible to players. But it won't change any fucking colors. I wonder if I have another mod that's interacting with that mod that is preventing the colors from changing. I don't know. Alright, override the base text size, maximum width, use mouse position, or show the tooltip. I'm trying my best here, but when I'm reading this English out loud, I feel like I'm having a stroke. If you have the module journal anchor links activated and enabled, you don't need this, and the feature is automatically disabled for avoid conflict. Yeah, I get it. Get what you're trying to say. This is a embedded integration of the module journal anchor links. Since Foundry VTT v10 journal entry anchor links are finally supported in the core software, however, weirdly enough, it doesn't support anchor links in scene notes. This module fixes that. That's great. Shows pages in the journal directory. Adds expandable elements to the journals in the directory to show the journal's pages. What? That's kind of cool. I wonder if that's going to fuck around with like the other journal thing we have. Let's see. We only have journal page pop out, so maybe. They have an example of this in action. Let's see. Add an option. This configures play only the okay, so show only GM. Automatic journal icon numbers. That actually sounds like a dope mod. What is this? This module will automatically apply numbered icons to journal entries that start with a number. It supports the following numbering formats. Oh, that's kind of cool. That is pretty cool. Last 5 are disabled by default. You can manually specify arbitrary text in an icon. Just drag the correctly named journals to out. The icon will automatically selected to match the name. Alternatively, you can manually enter the icon text in the map note version. You can select a default. That's pretty cool. We already have backgroundless. I don't see a screenshot. They're saying there's a screenshot. I believe them that the screenshot exists. Okay. I don't know if I want to fuck around with this today, but what I will do is I will add a note to Pincushion that says, might be a good idea to also install automatic journal icon numbers. Maybe. Alright. Project source. Maybe they're hiding the stuff over here. Oh, there they are. Oof, they ugly as fuck. So mean. But like, they are kind of uggo. I mean, it's better than having to do it yourself over and over again, which I've already had to do on Skyhaven about 500 times. So this would have been pretty nice. This would have been pretty nice. Yeah, I'm interested enough. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Okay, let's see what else we got. Let's see. Show pages in the journal directory. I don't know what this means. It just says added expanded elements to the journal in their directory to show journal pages. I want to see what that looks like. I want to see what that looks like. All right. Then we've got player pin default sizes. Makes them bigger. I like that. Player pin defaults, text anchor point. That's fine. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. So we're going to save the changes. It didn't have me do a refresh. I'll do my own refresh. Because sometimes, especially when it's like impacting the UI and stuff, you might not get to see the benefits until you do a reload. So we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, gold for XP. If you're using Foundry a lot, I recommend using Forian's copy environment. It's all we've got it. We've got it. It is one of my top 10 mods of all time. Behold, I right click, export or import settings. It is locked and loaded. Locked and loaded. I always like your username gold for XP because it harkens back to those earliest days of first edition D&D. When money was XP. It was the good times. When the rogue was the thief and they needed like a third of the XP to level that the wizard needed. So you'd always your rogue or your thief, assuming they actually lived that long. Right? Exactly. The thief would be so much higher level than everyone else, and they still weren't as good as the wizard, but you know, the mage, whatever we called it back then. Let's see. All right, we got close this. If I go to my journals tab, where's my page numbers? Where are they? Where are my fucking page numbers? I want to see them. You son of a bitch, you lied to me. You're a fucking liar. Also, there's no thumbnails. There's supposed to be these little thumbnails here. Add the possibility to add a thumbnail preview to the journal. Where? How? Give it. Where is it? Where's the fucking option? What's this? View multiple pages? Oh, okay. So that's what that does. Oh. Maybe? Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's got to be something that's locking down the functionality of this, but all I really want is to be able to slightly enhance the pins that are on the map, so we don't have to go too hard on this. I'm happy with what I've got. I'm happy with what I've got. So we're not gonna make a fuss. Let's keep going. All right, so we got our game settings, we got our controls, and ooh, okay. Are there any special hotkeys for this? There are none. All right. So go here. Not using any hotkeys. All right. And then, well, I'm actually going to say NA because there are none available. Now for settings, we got to go back and put the rest of those in so that I can look at this document at any time and be like, these are my settings. All right. Go to here. You know what? You know what? I think that this is saying use the mod that you have installed. But I don't know why it doesn't tell me to install. But there's no way that this guy references backgroundless pins and is not also associated with backgroundless pins, because it's such a weird fucking way to say, you know, that the pins don't have a background, in my opinion. So they've got to be related. I'm gonna remove my notes on that. Let's see. Go to here. Continue with GM label. The color coding thing, strange to me. Not 100% sure what it's about. We go down here, enable sidebar, journal images for GM users. I ain't seeing them. I don't know where they are. We got all these settings. It's a lot of settings for what I thought was a pretty basic bitch mod. But that's the thing. Some of these mods, you think they're going to have a ton of settings because they do a lot of stuff. And it's like, nah, I just do exactly what I say I do, and you got to live with that. And then some of them, you're like, oh, this, what does this thing do? And then you crack it open, and it's like 80 options. And you're like, oh, I see. All right, next up on the list is... is it Pop Out? I think it's Pop Out. Pop Out! Alright, now, I'm not a fan of Pop Out because I have a very large monitor, so I have plenty of real estate when I'm running a game. I very rarely am like, damn, I wish I could pop this shit out. Plus, I use my 2 side monitors to monitor other stuff, like the PDFs for the adventure, private chats with the players, local recording, stream, checking on the stream. Like, there's a lot of other things. So, I don't really ever need pop out. Also, I have, in the 5 or 6 years I've been using Foundry, I feel like pop out is unreliable. I don't know when it's gonna actually do its job and when it's not. So I'm not a big fan of pop out. But I do have some players who that is their workflow, is pop out. So we're gonna do UI enhancement. And then go ahead and grab this. And then this module adds a pop out button to most sheets. All right. A good thing to pop out is your combat tracker. That's a good thing to pop out. That doesn't seem to break too much. Depends, though. Depends on the update. Depends on where you're at in the Foundry generation, I guess, because sometimes you pop out the tracker and it just doesn't work anymore. All right. Are there any settings at all for pop out? There are 6. Pop out button. Pop out sheets into windows. Bounding box compatibility mode. Enable verbose logging. Enable tooltip support. Okay. Now, are there any hotkeys? There are not. So this is one of those mods that it's like, this is what I do, and that's pretty much that. So go ahead and add this. We'll mention that it doesn't have any hotkeys. And we'll move on to the next one. It's one that I don't use, but I know that some of my players use it, so there's no harm in leaving it. All right, next up is Portal. Portal used to be pretty important for teleportation effects, but I don't know if it's that important anymore. I don't remember seeing Portal do anything in my games recently. Maybe I don't have it turned on or set up properly, but this would be a graphics. And animation? Question mark? If this is the one I'm thinking of. Okay. Before opening a ticket, read this. You can find documentation here. Alright. And this is a Ripper mod. I don't think it's a paid Ripper mod. Alright. The Portal class provides a flexible interface for creating and managing portals. It allows you to set various properties such as origin, size, color, texture, supports functionality like adding creatures, spawning them, teleporting tokens, and displaying dialogues. I feel like nowadays we have... I'm trying to remember what Portal does. I have yet to see a TTRPG pop-out feature that doesn't break when you are popping out or everything. Yeah, man, again, I've got users that swear by it. They're like, I gotta have my pop-out. And it's like, okay, I'll leave it. But I don't like it. I like things to work consistently. Even if it's consistently inconvenient. That's better than being inconsistently convenient. Yeah. Tokens, returns an array of tokens associated with the portal. Bro. Really need portal anymore? This was for like Misty stepping and shit. I don't feel like we even need portal anymore. I know it's supported some other mods. I think Dom has it so that you can like summon creatures and shit. Cast summoning spells. But like, let's be real, like summoning spells fucking suck. In Pathfinder, so I don't see that being used too much. I guess if you had like an Eldamon game and you wanted the Pokemons to pop out of the Pokeball or some shit, like that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know. Portal's got one setting: auto delete transformation actor. Shrug. This one is definitely on the chopping block. I'm gonna have to do some research and figure out what's going on here. Why is this a thing? Let's see. What else does it support? Why are we using it? Okay. Any hotkeys? Nope. Okay. So it definitely yeah. Do we even use this shit anymore? Question mark. Okay. Let's move on to potato or not. One of the goats. This is one of the goats. So I'm gonna put that guy in. We're going to put settings, adjuster, and it is a goat. All right. Why are we over here at fantasy calendar? Oh, okay. Module made by Fantasy Computer Works. The other things that we've made: Tagger, Tokenies, Item Piles, Sequencer, and Fantasy Calendar. The best fantasy calendar creator and management app on the internet. I would agree. It is pretty fucking good. When I was trying to run Kingmaker, I was using this for the calendar, and it is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. Do they have Foundry support yet? That's the real question. Let's see. Discord integration. Did they ever add Foundry integration? I feel like if they added Foundry integration, I would go back. This is $5 a month though. This is $5 a month. And I didn't really need Discord integration. I needed Foundry integration. Let's see. Fantasy calendar. Foundry VTT. There's simple calendar, which has been replaced by seasons and stars, which we haven't got to yet. It do not look like fantasy calendar has gotten themselves in here yet. Absolutely wild. Oh well. Alright, so potatoes. Is your computer a potato? Is your player's computers potatoes? Are they scared of navigating interfaces, presenting potato or not? And is there an option to make it say shitty potato again? Because they got rid of that when they sold the fuck out. Let's see. Copy image. This boy in there. Oh. Potato or not, functions. Alright. I think the only setting for potato or not is like prompt everybody. Show dialogue. Am I allowed to edit it? Oh no, it just triggers it. It just pops it up for everybody. Cowards! Cowards! Who are you hiding the word shitty from? Little fucks. Alright, whatever. It's still one of the greatest mods of all time. Definitely top 10. Definitely top 10. Alright, settings. Whoop, fuck. Settings. And paste it in. I don't believe there would be hotkeys for potato or not, so hotkeys NA. Alright, let's move it on. Choo choo, motherfuckers. Alright, prime performance. Go to the files and change the PNG text. Yes. Bring the shitty tater back. That would be so low on my priority list of things to do. But it could be done. You're right. It could be done. Especially since we're going to freeze it so there's no updates being run. We'll be in complete control. Alright. Let's check out performance. Prime performance. Alright. Brought to you by Amazon Prime. Not really. Let's see. Prime performance is a settings adjuster, right? Increases the Foundry performance by your favorite prime number without impact on visual fidelity. So I don't really understand what any of that means, but I do believe that it works. Yeah. Shrug. I don't know. I think it does work. Maybe I'm just like a blind believer in this product, but I do feel that it works. So we're gonna call it performance enhancer. All right. That's pretty much all it does. It's got 10 settings though, so let's dig into them. Maybe all the settings are like, yeah, dog, this is it. This is what I do. And I'll be like, cool. Custom sprite sheets. Custom sprite sheets can be used to replace more core or custom icons and textures. For example, custom condition markers, token art, or tiles for improved performance. Okay, I know what this means. It's definitely not something that I want to engage with. But essentially, instead of having a bunch of individual files, you could have a sprite sheet, like one big file, and then it goes and it grabs shit off of it, and it has to be like set up exactly. It has to be set up like a certain way. This is the kind of shit we used to do when phone games first came out, and people cared about trying to make the phone games as small as possible. And yeah, like there was all these texture mapping tricks to like minimize like the every single possible thing. Now everything's bloated. My phone game is like, I don't know, 80 gigs on my telephone. It's the dumbest shit in the whole world. All right. Lighting effects, render scale. Configure the render scale for lighting effects on the canvas. This can improve performance significantly, especially on lower end GPUs. The visual impact ranges from unnoticeable to very noticeable depending on the effects layer. Activate reduced resolution and lighting effects for this configuration to work. Okay, I take your word for it, bro. Hmm. Hmm. I think the default settings is absolutely fine for this mod, but we're going to keep going. Optimize token UI render batching. Optimizes render batching of token UI elements. No visual degradation expected. Required in order for the token bars and effects caching settings to have noticeable impact. Cache token effects. Cache token resource bars. Texture replacement with sprite sheets. Again, I don't know why this is checked, because I don't have any sprite sheets loaded. Dynamic token sprite sheet support allows tokens with dynamic rings to be replaced with sprite sheet textures. This is only needed if you use dynamic token rings and the sprite sheet substitution feature to replace token textures. Optimize animated lights. Optimizes the shading of certain animated lights, bewitching wave, fairy light, ghost light, smoke patch, by utilizing pre-computed FBM noise textures. I know what this means actually. It means that instead of randomly generating the effects are pre-generated and played like a recording. Essentially, if I'm talking out of my ass, that's fine. But that's what I'm very sure that's what that means. Scale lighting effects resolution reduces the internal resolution of lighting effects to improve performance. This can dramatically improve performance, especially when using many lights or large light sources. Okay. Disable background blur effects. Disable the background blur effects in the app v2 and all other UI elements. This can dramatically improve performance, especially on lower end GPUs and certain other operating systems. I am a little curious about this one. Are they talking about the opacity of these menus? Of being able to see through the menus? Is there an example here? All right. I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna turn this one on. Disable background blur effects. And I don't know what it means though, because that hasn't changed. Here, I'll do a hard refresh. I don't know what else it could mean by the blurry background, but if it dramatically increases performance for everybody, I mean, that kind of seems like a good thing, right? I'll probably have to put a note to keep an eye on that setting. You think it's for dim lights? Yeah, because I can still see through the calendar. All right, let's go to the Catacombs of Wrath. The Catacombs of Wrath. Loading them. It's trying its best. Here. Oh, okay. So we have some dim lights. We got some animated lights. We got some darkness here. I mean, it looks the same. To me, little grok. Miss you, little buddy. Looks fine. Fuck it. All right. I will leave a note to keep an eye on it, and then we will see. Right? Yeah, Jimmy, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Like it feels like they spent a lot of time explaining a lot of things about this app, but not actually explaining the features themselves. I was so impressed by these burnt offering maps. They're so good and so detailed. Like just incredible. Yeah. This guy right here, Narky Maps, good shit. It's good shit. Let me see. Ko-fi.com/Narky Maps. It says he has a website. Oh no, it's just a Google Drive full of maps for all of these adventures. Hell yeah. Anyways, if you are looking for such things, you know. Yeah, he does such a great job. Such a great job. Nice. Troubles in Otari box set. Right here. Flagstone. Abomination Vaults. Remade all them maps. Oh. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to work. Okay. I think the settings are fine, and that's fine with me, and I'm gonna move on with my life. Yep. So we're gonna open these up, and that over here. Controls over here. This over here. Scroll down, and we are in. Where are we at? Prime performance, right? Okay. And in prime performance, we are happy with everything the way it is. So that into settings. Scroll down here though, and we have this part. And I'm going to put a comment in my notes that says March 6, 2026, turned on disable background blur effects. Did not notice any changes, good or bad, but it says it can dramatically improve performance, so let's keep an eye on it. It says it's really good for Mac OS. Oh, dynamic dungeons? Yeah, they're really good too. My favorite is from Heroic Maps, hashtag not sponsored, but just the coolest. I guess they're kind of sponsored. They give us like hundreds of dollars in maps to give away every year at Extra Life, and anytime I actually want a map that they have and I'm feeling like too much of a cheapskate to pay for it, I will be like, hey man, I'd really like this map. Can I just have it? And he'll be like, of course you could just have it. But I'm not at a level where I'm like, give me all your maps for free. I want to be at that level. I really do. I want to just be like heroic maps. I will use all your maps as the primary maps in my adventures. Just send me the stuff. All this every time you make a map, send it over. Um, Dynamic dungeons. Oh, yeah. These are the guys. They do 3D. They do 3D dungeons. I was into them for a little while when we first got into Foundry and we were allowed to have 3D maps without, crashing the platform Roll20. So I was very excited about 3D maps at first, and I used all 3D maps for Curse of Strahd, or at least as many 3D maps as possible. Um, so yeah, it was good. It was good. They make good stuff. All right. Get those settings open. Go down to prime performance. All right, next up, I think, is quick draw. But let me double check. Nope. Next up is progress tracker, which doesn't even have any fucking settings. Okay. Um, it's me. All right, progress tracker. Hey, that. Okay. Foundry VTT progress tracker. At this point, you might be wondering if progress tracker is real. Is it a real thing? Yes. So progress tracker is a Ripper mod. There we go. And it's real. I swear it. So this is a UI enhancement. Love UI enhancements. And you can learn more about it here. Again, I swear to God, it's real. All right. Control F, progress tracker. Here we go. All right. It is a UI enhancement, but it is a paid feature. Okay. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop. Create sliders to track progress on various actions and events. So, how is this different than my clocks and scoreboards mod that I like to use? It is. You just got to take my word for it. So in order to access these, you go to Journal and then Progress Tracker. There are no settings. So here we are in the Journals tab. Here is the Progress Tracker. Days left till campaign starts. Pretty cool. But you can change it to be fucking anything. And it is really cool once you get it. I swear to God, it's pretty cool once you get it set up. So let's see. This one could be. What is this? I don't think they have. Okay. We'll do day. Actually, we can just leave it like this. Let's see. And. Aha! See? Look at how cute it is! And then the little airship, it flies across the sky! Listen to me. This is about the coolest fucking shit in the world. So let's see. Show progress trackers. Edit progress tracker. All right, so we go in here, and trying to remember how it actually works. Let's keep reading the site. I remember I was very excited about this when I got it. In the window, click Add Slider. Configure your tracker. First option will let you set the name. Okay. If waypoints, fixed place, show tracker. Once you have the tracker, click the eye icon. Okay. All right. So, can we do anything to it? Hmm. percentage, waypoint, add slider. Ah, okay. So we need an icon for this. All right, hold on. Did it work? Okay. Maybe I maybe I don't want to fuck around with this after all. Man. It's a cute thing, but kind of like boss HP bar. It's like, do you really need it? Create a shagger. In the window, click the add slider button. Another window will open to configure it. I didn't see that happen. Let's see. Add slider. Going. Name and background. Okay, waypoints. Yeah, nah. I'm actually gonna delete this one. All right. Let's see. Add comment. Delete this mod. All right. So go down here and turn off progress tracker. All right. Let's go to the next one. Quick draw. Quick draw is another Ripper mod, and it's another paid mod. Let's see. And I do like quick draw quite a bit. So let's see. Quick draw is, I guess it's a UI enhancement. Enhancement. It's paid. And we go here. And all this does is let you draw temporarily on anything. And that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I can't remember the hotkey for this. But, you know, it's pretty cool. So let's see. Quick draw settings. How thick you want that line. Okay. Smaller numbers make the line more precise. And then fade out time. I like the fade out time to be a little bit higher than that. We're going to go with 15. Thou. There we go. And maybe a thicker line. There we go. All right. So that should be good. And quick draw settings. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to hit save again. It's going to make me reload. This rainy music today, it's a little too much. It's starting to make me sleepy. All right. I mean, we're making progress, but like, God, it just feels like such a grind going through all these. All right. Settings, controls, modules. We'll go over here. Over here. Here. I don't want the calendar open in the back. Okay. So let's see. I also think I set the wrong dashboard. There we go. Excellent. User interface, blah, blah, blah. Go down. Draw. All right. And the hotkey that we have for quick draw is V. All right. So let me add that in. So what it means is when I'm holding down V, I can just start drawing. Oh. And as long as you hold it down, it's good. And then it will eventually disappear. So you can use it to sort of mark stuff on the map with your mouse just by holding down the key. And then eventually those things will disappear, which I think is really cool. So you can be like, yep, this over here, it's good. I don't know. I think it's a great mod. I'd probably say, is it GOAT? One of the greatest of all times? It's pretty fucking good. Could I live without it? Sure. Yeah, could probably live without it. All right. So we got, what's next? According to this, the next one is quick scale. I feel like quick scale is here from the Bailey Wiki times, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have. So let's go over it. All right, this is another UI enhancement. And you could learn more about it here. Hello, Inky. You can come in. Push the door open, dude. Hey, you want in? No? Wandered off? Okay. Hey mate, big fan. In the Red Hand of Doom, what is the entry music? Whoa. Entry music for Red Hand of Doom. I have no idea. I'm gonna assume you're referring to the Red Hand Doom remix. God, that was so long ago. 54 years ago. It's a real stumper right there. Let me see. Do I even still have those videos up? Let's see. Red and oh geez, I have 108 playlists. Oh my god, why is there so much fucking content? We play that many games? That's crazy. Okay, Red Hand of Doom remix. Or did we use it the whole time?
Meat grinder for levels 3 through 12. Now, originally it was written to start at level 5 or 6. Narratively, that was, in my opinion, was not a very strong.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what this is. This is Dark Souls Campfire. I want to say it's Dark Souls Campfire. Dark Souls Campfire. Music extended. Yep, that's what it is. Here you go. Yeah. Wow, that takes me back. That takes me back. I love Red Hand of Doom. It's one of my favorite adventures. All right. Select enemy elements in the scene, then use the square bracket keys to tweak them with or without shift for different effects. I mean, this seems pretty fucking good. Here, I'll keep the video. All right. Do this. Yeah. All right. Settings. Let's head back in here. Go to Q. Here we go. It says there are 7 different settings for quick scale, but I am not even seeing all of them successfully populating. What the fuck? It's just blanked. Just blanked out. That's weird. Okay. I haven't had that happen yet. All right. Let's see. The settings for quick scale says it has 7 settings, comma, but not displaying. All right. That's interesting. All right, let's head over to the hotkeys, of which there are a healthy amount. All right. Revert to prototype. I like that. Update the prototype. That's a dangerous hotkey. Wow. Okay. Scale up in large steps. Yeah, you don't want anything that's using number pad minus and plus anymore. So we're gonna have to change all this shit out. Randomize scale, shift, number pad, multiply, randomize, rotation, shift, number pad, divide. I don't really think we need to randomize the rotation, but it does work on tiles, so that's kind of useful. Not that I would remember that I have the ability to fucking do that. Okay. Scale down and scale up. So I'm gonna do shift bracket. All right, what are you fighting with? Potentially conflicts with send objects to the back. Yep, that checks out. Okay. So we'll do shift. Yeah, so shift plus that, comma, would be the leftwards arrow. Okay, that makes sense. And then shift plus period would be the right face arrow. Okay, so let's take Shayless Vendor. And we have her selected, and man, this shit ain't doing nothing. Alright, is it because Pathfinder minis have the scale locked? I want to say that is in fact the reason. Let's see. Assets, UI, crash gem, pork. Alright, so if I got pork and yeah, so it works there. It won't work on my actors because Pathfinder 2e locks your size, and then because they want to be able to adjust it with spells and effects and stuff. So it's useful, but not as useful as it was in 5e. Alright, so then we're going to go here, and we'll do Shift Control left, and then Shift Control right. All right, and I mean revert to prototype being backslash, and then update back. I mean that's whatever. We can't really fucking do anything to these guys. See, the one that I was working with was like it, yeah, like this is okay. This is okay. We could probably get rid of this. I think we could probably just ditch it because I don't know. Like if I wanted to resize pork, I could just do it by doing this. You know what I mean? Like it's if I wanted to rotate pork, I don't need a fucking mod to do that. So unless quick scale is being used by somebody else, I think we could probably just turn it off. I'm just gonna turn it off. All right. So I will record our lovely hotkeys because we did a good job picking them out. But those hotkeys will be freed up for other things when we get rid of this. So quick scale, gonna add a comment. Remove this unless it is required or another mod, and I don't think it is anymore because we don't have the Bailey Wiki stuff anymore, so I don't think it's an issue. Region active effects is the next one on the list. Oof, we're getting there. We're getting there. Like two dogs eating spaghetti. When we get to Token HUD wildcard, our snoots will be kissing and we'll be done. But that is still a ways down. That is still a ways down. That means that we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 more mods to go. Yeah, that makes me sad. Hey, what's up, Gifted Gabby 1? 27 more mods. Fuck my life. That's a lot. That's a lot of mods that we still have to go through. Ugh. Okay. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Region active effects. All right. Go. Region active effects is this module adds new behavior to Foundry's scene region that can add active effects and status effects when in a region. That's cool. How often do I use it? Like 3 times in 6 years. Well, it's only been out for what, 2 years, but still, it's I could be using it a lot more than I do. Basically, the idea is if I go into this fire area, my token looks like it's on fire. Like that's the idea. If I go into this water area, my token gets a water effect on it. It's pretty cool. It's like, again, maybe for like a set piece scene or a set piece dungeon. I have a question. What is the best way to prep a pre-written adventure? Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Step 1, read the whole book. That's the most important thing. Read the whole book. Prep pre-written. I think we did like a vodcast about that. Pretty sure. Yeah, but the most important thing you do is read the material from start to finish. You don't want to like pick an adventure and it sounds good and the beginning sounds good and then you get to like the middle and it's just absolute garbage, or you get to the end and it doesn't make any sense, but you've already like committed to running the adventure, gotten a group together, done all that stuff. Yeah. I'm reading Frontiers of Eberron. Quickstone, the adventure is Heart of Stone. I can't help but wonder if I just suck because I'm struggling to keep the info in my head. So that's the other thing about adventures that are raw versus homebrew. Is there's that pressure of like, is it easier to have everything already done, or is it easier I guess the question is, if you get stressed out because you're not sticking to the script, would it have been better to do a homebrew adventure? My take is you're gonna make mistakes. It's gonna happen. When you read through the adventure, the best thing that you could do is identify like what matters the most, and then those are like the biggest, most important parts of your prep, right? So if in 64 pages of adventure you figure there's like 12 things that have to happen for the adventure to make sense, then all you have to do now is make sure that those 12 things happen. So now you're not worried about 64 pages of things happening. You're worried about 12 things happening. And honestly, that's just how you have to break down any kind of big adventure, is you read the whole thing, and then as you're reading it, if you're like, oh wow, this part is incredible, you want to write that down as one of the things that's important. And if you're like, oh, this NPC is the most important NPC, well then obviously that's one of the things that matters. And if it's like, oh, this set piece battle, I really hope this happens because it's really important, you want to put that on like the list. If you forget that the innkeeper has a wife, who fucking cares? You know what I'm saying? If your players are exploring a dungeon and they rolled high enough that they were supposed to see that goblins like to push cows down a pit, but you didn't see that when you were running it, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it really plot relevant that they push the cow down the pit? Nah, it was like support. Like it made it kind of interesting. It added some narration to it. But it wasn't going to make or break the adventure. So like knowing what the most important parts of the adventure are and then focusing on those and not worrying about anything else, that's going to take a lot of stress off of you. Trying to run it perfectly is going to make it a miserable experience. Like beating yourself up because you forgot a detail here or a trap there, or you ran a trap incorrectly. Oh well, you know what I'm saying? I would say you're not even a video game, but honestly, think of all the video games that we love that traps don't always work properly, bosses don't actually work properly, you get stuck in the wall, the monster gets stuck in the wall, the fight is cheesable because of bad design. Like it doesn't stop the overall experience from being good because the most important things are still there and in place. So that's my advice for you, would be figure out the absolute most core elements and just make sure you don't miss those, and then it's okay to miss everything else. All right. So active region effects. Do we even need to keep this? Probably not. Is it hurting anybody being here? Probably not. So I'm going to put region enhancement, and I'll put animation because it's technically animation. And then this feels like another one that we had because we were told to get it, but all right, do we really need this or use this? Right. So going back to here, it doesn't even have any settings. So settings, not available. And then obviously it doesn't have any hotkeys. So hotkeys, not available. Cough, cough, Skyrim. I mean, obviously that's the first one that comes to mind, but Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, there's bugs in Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, people have had really dumb shit happen in Baldur's Gate 3. Quests get bugged, NPCs get bugged. Anytime there's a complicated system with a lot of thinking involved, whether it's a human brain or a computer brain, those are opportunities for things to get dropped and to get messed up. But at the end of the day, as long as the whole experience is good, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. In fact, when they remastered Oblivion, they deliberately left a lot of the bad bugs in because they were so famous in the community, right? So it's just like there's charm to it. You know what I mean? I had in in Red Hand of Doom, I actually mixed up the names of two of the NPCs, and I just kind of had to own it because I messed it up for so long in the beginning of the campaign that eventually I was like, well, it is what it is now, and I just kind of had to own that. So like, did it ruin the campaign? No, it didn't ruin the campaign. So yeah, I mean, mistakes happen, things get forgotten. It's okay. All right. Next up, we've got region attacher. And this is another one that I'm pretty sure was just from Bailiwiki and we don't actually need it anymore. So I'm going to go in here. And let's see. Region attacher. This is another region enhancement. And allows scene regions, attaching them to templates on template creation. Yeah, this is for Bailiwiki. We're not using Bailiwiki tools anymore, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this one off. Let's see. No longer needed. All right. Okay. Rideable is up next. Rideable is a good mod. It's a little annoying, but it's a good mod. So I guess this is a gameplay enhancement. Gameplay enhancement. Right. Put that in. This module adds functionality for tokens to ride one another. And boy howdy, do they ride the fuck out of each other. Inappropriately when they're not supposed to. Such is life. So we're gonna go to Rideable. 46 options for Rideable. That's okay. All right, tokens rideable by default. Fuck yeah. That. So settings. Oh, I get what you're saying. I mean, that can also be tricky if you've got some real lore hounds in the party. I have I try not to run Star Wars because I like Star Wars and I know an okay amount of Star Wars lore, but I don't know enough about Star Wars to make the people who would sign up for a Star Wars TTRPG happy. See the problem there? That's right. I don't run anything in Critical Role setting, right? Because I think it's fun and I enjoy it, but I don't care to know enough about it to run an authentic enough experience in that game. With my Pathfinder 2 games, you know, we're in Galarian. I know a decent amount about Galarian, but there is probably more historical information about Galarian than there is about the planet Earth. And I already filled up my head with knowledge of Faerun. So yeah, I don't really I don't know. I've told my group, I'm like, I love the lore of Galarian and we're gonna learn about it together. And that's all you have to do with Eberron, is you just tell the players, like, hey, I'm new to Eberron and I'm learning the lore and we're gonna learn about it together. Anthony says, today was my first ever D&D session, first time player of D&D. Oh wow. You must have had a good time. Did you have a good time playing D&D for the first time? I know it's I still remember playing D&D for the first time as a small little baby. Yeah. Oh, I don't run for lorehounds in my game. I'm running for my family and soon new group. Okay. So gift to Gabby, you just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can also just kind of do like little timeouts and be like, hey, I just wanted to share this really interesting thing about the lore, even if it's past the time that you should have introduced it. You could be like, yo, remember like 3 sessions ago? I didn't tell you then, but this is the lore for that. And then they're going to be like, okay, nerd, thanks. like they don't really care. But it's going to be fun to share and it'll help you learn it. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good hobby. It's a lot of fun. I like me some TTRPGs. Ooh, okay, let's see. Tokens are rideable. Tiles can be mounted. This is actually fun because it lets you make like a raft or a boat or something. Anthony, if I got news for you, my friend Dom, he runs 5e Monster Hunter shit. Just a second. I will fetch that link for you. Let's see. Molten K. Where is it? Molten K with DM Dom. This series is actually only 20 episodes. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's see. Here you go. This is for you, Anthony. All right. Let's see. Tagger mounting integration allows tokens to be mounted and unmounted via tags. I don't really use Tagger, even though I have installed. But like, if you really want to video game your Foundry, that can work. Rider collision. I don't really mind people crashing into each other. That's fine. Height riding. The Z height which a token has compared to its mount. Always fun because you're up off the ground if you're on a mount. Use riding height by default. If tokens use riding height by default, use token height. Uses the ridden's token height instead of the riding height. Mounting distance. The maximum distance a token can have to its mounting target. So I'm actually gonna, because I've been having so many accidental mountings, I'm gonna drop that to 5. Use arm's reach distance. Uses the distance set in arm's reach for mounting distance. Okay. I don't know if that's actually working or not lately. Ooh, Dragonborn Paladin in a Monster Hunter game. It's exciting. 5e Paladin is a lot of fun. Yeah, so Gift of Gabby. The neatest thing about Eberron, I don't know if I'd call this neat, but it is kind of neat. Long ago, very long, like 20 years ago, or more, Wizard, I think it was way more than that. It might have been 25 years ago. It was a long time ago. Wizard of the Coast, who was not owned by Hasbro at the time, they had a contest to find a new campaign setting. And what you did is you sent them all of your campaign setting notes, and they owned them. So it was kind of shady. But the contest was, I think it was like a $10,000 prize. Like you would get $10,000, and they would make your world into the new D&D setting. And Keith Baker, he sent all his stuff, and he won, and he got $10,000. And then he that was it. I think he got a job at Wizards for a little while, but that was it. He got his $10,000, and then that was that. And then they owned Eberron, and they actually made an MMO video game that was set in Eberron as part of launching the game. I don't know if people even remember this, and it was a big deal. It was a big deal, and it was really nice. It was really nice. They got Wayne Reynolds to do all the art for the setting, and just fantastic. It was fantastic stuff. Yeah. D&D Online. Yep. And then nowadays, Keith Baker, he still makes content for Eberron, but he has to publish it as a third-party publisher through what is it? What is the one where it's like D&D but drive-through RPG? DM's Guild. Yeah, he has to do it through DM's Guild, and then they take 50% of his profits, because that's what happens when you publish on DM's Guild. It's absolutely wild. But yeah, he is still cranking out books. Like, he's got like a lot of content that he's been making for it. Yeah. Again, it's an amazing setting. One of the best things you could ever do is take Tomb of Annihilation, and then you don't run it in Forgotten Realms, you run it in Eberron, and you set it in like the jungle area where like the scorpion worshipping drow live. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. They use an airship to get down there and explore like the jungles and stuff like that. Oh, buddy, that's good stuff. Yeah, Zendrick. Oh yeah, that's if I ran Tomb of Annihilation again, it would be set in Eberron. Absolutely. Okay, so let's see. Link rotations, teleport riders. If riding tokens should be teleported instead of moved, nah. Apply mounted effect, custom riding effects. Effects that are applied to tokens when they start riding. This could actually be pretty good, because I think when you're riding something in Pathfinder 2e, there is a debuff of sorts that takes place. I don't know if I really want to think about it too hard, though, but it is something to consider. All right, grappling allows token to grapple one another. Grapple tokens can only be unmounted by the grappling token. I mean, I kind of feel like this would be a pretty good one to turn on. If a token gets grappled, a system-dependent effect will be applied to the token. You know what? That's kind of cool. Allows tokens to grapple one another. Grapple tokens can only be unmounted by grappling token. You'd have to have a hotkey for the grappling for sure. I'll leave it on for now. Stop grapple on effect removal. If a token should be released as soon as the grapple effect is removed. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I don't want turning on grappling to turn on the grapple effect because Pathfinder has its own ways of calculating that shit. So I don't want to mess with that. But if this would work, then that would be good. Grapple placement. The standard grapple placement of tokens. Below, above, middle, inside, and follow. Unsure. Prevent enemy riding. Stops tokens from riding enemy tokens. That would be good. Adjust rider size. Adjust the size of the rider in case that is greater or equal to the size of the ridden token. That would actually be pretty useful too. It's fine. We have something that shunts them off to the side. Let's see. Rider scale factor, adjusted rider size, mounting weight. Adds an item to the mounts to represent the weight of the token. Oh. I wonder, okay. Initiative link. Always places mounts after the rider in the initiative tracker. Oh. Okay. Familiars don't have their own initiative in Pathfinder, so we don't need to worry about that. Speed adjustment. Adjustment to movement speed of riders. Okay. Prevent movement. Rider movement. Default. Okay. Mount button. Default position. Okay. Enable token following. Token following compatibility mode. This mode can prevent or reduce bugs when using modules like drag ruler. Okay, well, why wouldn't we turn it on? Following algorithm. All right. Turn on the recommended. In combat follow behavior. How following tokens behaves in combat. Stop following. Stop and resume after fight. Oh. That's cool. Only follow visible. If only current visible tokens should be followed. Prevent follower stacking. If followers of the same token should be prevented from stacking, they might still stack at tight areas. No, they can stack. That's fine. Rider movement. Since we're not doing it in combat, we just split them up when combat starts. Use real world setting. What should happen if the riding token tries to move its own? Mount button position. Rider proxy select. If the rider token or the rider should be selected instead of the selected token. Message pop-ups enables multiple pop-up actions such as mounting and dismounting. Only shows the message pop-ups from tokens you control. UI notifications enables multiple UI notifications upon actions such as mounting and dismounting. How is that different than pop-ups? I guess we'll see. Follower movement. What should happen if a following token tries to move on its own? Update follow distance. Alright. Those are much better settings than we had before. Save. Alright. Do a hard refresh. Ugh. Every time I feel like this is a waste of time, we find new stuff. Like new settings, better settings, something we can get rid of. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright. Close out of this. Technically we're in combat, so I don't know if I could test these settings today. I want to end the combat on them. So guess we'll have to trust that I did some good settings. Yes. Alright, put this over here. This over here. And put this over here. Alright. And we'll go down to writable. And I'm gonna copy paste of these guys into my notes. Alright, writable. Go. Use arms reach distance. Scroll down. Border to border distance. Alright. And keeps going. A lot of settings for this mod. And it keeps going. Where did we leave off? Button position. All right, then we got to go to our hotkeys. All right, our hotkeys say 9. M to mount, U to unmount. Sounds fucking good. Control Shift M for familiar. It used to be like J, but we need J for like other stuff. Grapple and release target. Well, it can't be G, can it? Oh, what? G wasn't being used? I find that hard to believe. Mount or dismount control token to from target. How is that different from regular mounting? Mount or dismount controlled targets to from targeted token. Oh, that would be a toggle tool. Oh. Wow. Okay. So we'll do Control M. Nope, that's being used by somebody else. Shift M. Alright. Maybe Control Shift M. Nope, that's being used by somebody. Yeah, that's used as mount familiar. Alright, hold on. What if we did for familiar? Control F? No, that's for like finding shit, I think. What about F? That's for flipping tokens, that's right. Control Shift F? That's used for potentially conflicts with open placeable search and select. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So we can't do that for toggle mount. Do we... I feel like having toggle mount is like better than having a mount and unmount button. I don't know. What's going on here? Dropping off some points. Okay. Always nice to see that. Good shit. Hmm. All right. Switch grapple placement. Switches between the placement options of grapple tokens for the selected tokens. I don't actually know what that means either. Toggle following. Start at the top of yeah, what is the toggle for following? We don't have one. Okay. Let's go to a map. We'll go to the road. Oh, there's no spoilers here, so I mean if you wanted to hang out, you certainly could. Hmm. All right. Proxy target. Target the mount of the hover token if possible. What do you think that means? Hmm. I have no idea. Special modifiers. Target the mount of the hover token. Oh, okay. If they're mounted, you want to target. Okay. Toggle piloting. Start at the start of stop piloting current mounted token. Start of stop the selected token from following the target or followed token. Don't we have follow me? I feel like we have follow me. No? That would explain why we can't follow shit. All right. So toggle follow. Alt F. Hope this isn't like a hotkey that. Yep, of course. It controls your browser. That's why it's already taken. Damn. What's a good one for following? Shift Control F. They said was already taken. Curse you, letter F. Yeah, I can't for the life of me think of something that would be useful in this instance. We're getting rid of scaling, right? Quick scale. We're gonna get rid of quick scale. Let's see. Because we got no need for quick scale. All right. That will free up the hotkeys from quick scale. All right, so we're down to 25 mods. We're getting pretty close. I do wish that they weren't all so intense. I feel like for some reason our last 25 were. Oh, it's you. It's you. What you looking for? Tritos? I don't have anything good for breakfast. Can I pickle you up? Gonna pickle you. Oh. Oh. You gonna work on prep with me? Okay. We're almost done. We're almost done. Don't worry. Okay. Let's see. Alright, close these two. Open up. Oof. Oh, Ben's chill channel. I appreciate it. Um, I mean, it's just algorithm stuff. My friend Dom and I used to do like a weekly vodcast, and then for like laughs, we tried doing like clickbait thumbnails and titles, and it did actually get more views. And I was like, ugh, that's gross. Because we just want to make content. We just want to make. We don't want to have to like, you know, sensationalize stuff and dress up like clowns and make dumb faces and all that stuff, or focus on controversy. We just want to, you know, make content of the stuff we like and the games that we play and run and things we're working on. And YouTube doesn't like that, unfortunately. So it just, yeah, we end up just buried, just buried. So it is always nice to know that some people somewhere out there are seeing the content. It's always good. You went down? You want me to put you down? Okay. Here you go. Ugh. Ugh. All right. Let's try to figure out what we could do with Rideable, and then I'm done for the day. So I got other stuff I got to work on. Target following. We can't do Alt F. So we're gonna get rid of that. We could do Control Z is already being used. Control X is already being used. Alt Z? Oh, Alt Z is not being used. Okay. All right. Alt Z is not being used. And I wonder if we could do toggle mount on Alt X. Can. That's pretty fucking good. Okay. So let me see. Rideable. 1 million settings. Okay. And then underneath that, hotkeys. 9. I don't understand what switch grapple placement means. Switches between the placement options of grapple tokens or the selected tokens. I don't know what that means. But we're going to use these hotkeys for now. And I'm going to go to a scene and test them, and then we will be done. So let's see. Let's head to the road. Yeah, like I've been told that at this point, the best thing we could do is we could drop like reels and shorts and things like that on the different social media platforms, teasing better content, and then we just put all that content on the Patreon. Which I don't know. I guess that's cool because like Patreon, you would be directly supporting me and other people that are working on projects with me, and we wouldn't be supporting like Twitch and YouTube and all these other assholes. And you would be getting like exactly what you were after and not having to sort through a bunch of crap to do it. It would require like organization, stuff like that, that I don't know. I don't know if I have time for. I'm gonna try maybe this year to make time, but we'll see. All right, we're on this scene and we got these hotkeys, and we're gonna drag out some stuff. So we want all right, we're gonna do, instead of Borg, we're gonna do Gorb. who is retired. All right, we're gonna grab a horse. Shadow Mist, the warhorse. All right, and then we're gonna get him a familiar. Let's see what we got. Got any drakes? Black Dragon, Misty Bubbles, the Sea Drake. She's a little big to be a familiar. We'll do Shadow Drake. This is like one of my favorite monsters. Bloop. All right. So here's what happens. If we want to follow, right, we're gonna target while we have Shadow Drake, and we're going to do Alt Z. I think. And then if I move him, nope, that did not work. All right. Toggle following. Start or stop the selected tokens for following the targeted or followed token. All right. So maybe it's just not a good hotkey because it looks like Alt Z is doing other stuff. Oh, there it goes. All right. So nice. You don't actually have to target. You have to mouse over. So that's misleading. I don't know if that's a D&D thing or what. So he's following him around. Fucking adorable. Fucking adorable. And then you have him selected. You mouse over it. You don't target it. You mouse over it. And then he's free to go. All right. So I have him selected. I mouse over. He's following. Now, I have it set so that he can move and it doesn't break the follow. It just changes the distance he's following, which I love that. I love that a lot. Okay. So that's great. All right. Now, what if Gorb was going to grapple this here little guy? G, he is grappled. So now the Drake can't move. It says fucking grappled, son. It's awesome. So I'm going to add manually the grappled effect, which is called grabbed in this system. Oh, maybe I will. Hold on. E, F, G. Go. All right, you grabbed. But then I'm going to... This is supposed to release target, right? Oh, no. Gorb has to do it. All right, so it is released. It does not remove the grapple. Probably because it's not called grapple in the system. It's called grabbed. This is made for 5e. So it's still a cool thing because it would lock down their miniature. And how many times have we accidentally moved when we weren't supposed to? So that's pretty cool. All right, I like that. Now it's time for mounting. So for Shadow Drake to mount as a familiar, we do Shift Control M. And that puts him in the top right corner, which is so cute because it's like it's perched on his shoulder. Look at that. So fucking cute. And it elevates him 5 more feet. Or 6 feet because Gorb is 6 feet tall. So pretty cool. Alright, so let me go to this here horse. The token height of the horse. Horse is actually what? 6 feet tall? But you would be 5 feet off the ground when you're riding a horse. Whatever. We'll do 6 feet. And update. Okay. So now it doesn't want to be mounted anymore. So I think I have to do U to unmount. Alright, fantastic. Okay, so then Gorb is going to mount this here warhorse. So we could do it with the M key. He's fucking on it. He's fucking on that horse. Alright. And then if we want to get off the horse, we have to do that. Then he ends up underneath the horse, which is weird. Alright, but we can toggle him up with Z. There we go. So what if we wanted to try using Alt X? All right, so we do Alt X, and then I hit Alt X again. He gets off the horse. Pretty good. Okay. So what if we want to do a tower, a little stack of little mans? So we do Shift Control M, familiar mount, and then Gorb says we must mount up on my pony, and then he mounts up, and then he can't move because he's riding the warhorse. So the warhorse moves, and everybody moves together. This is a good fucking mod. I want you guys to understand. Rideable is a good fucking mod. You know what? Let's go ahead and give that a goat. There we go. Let's see. Boy, I fucking love that. I fucking love it. All right. And we get off the warhorse. We still got our familiar. Fuck yeah. But then the familiar is like, sorry, boss, I gotta go. And then he hop off. I feel like I should probably make like a little video explaining this to my players, but or like provide them the hotkeys maybe. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I can sync these, but I think I can only sync them to online users. So I could soft lock them. Oh, they are soft locked. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Cool. All right. So another thing that would be interesting is if we are on here, it was what? Control T? No, that's not good. All right. It was Alt T. So that makes me think that we can actually use Control T because it opens a new tab. Let's see. Rideable hockey. Yeah, you can't have Control T. Get out of here. You just have to select the mount yourself. All right, so I'll change that out. Scroll all the way down here. But yeah, that's pretty fucking good. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. Good to have that back up and running. All right, Ben, I see that. I appreciate the kind words, I really do. At the end of the day, the only reason that I stream anything is it helps me stay on top of everything. ADHD is a hell of a drug, and it can be very hard to stay on a routine and stay on top of a bunch of tedious prep stuff like going through 200 mods and checking all of the settings. So like having something more formal, body doubling, you know, that sort of thing, can help me with that. So for me, reach and all that, it's whatever. You know, I have an actual job, and it helps, you know, it pays my actual bills. So it's just nice to like have a place to work on stuff. Maybe other people stop by. Maybe other people see something useful for their own stuff. So, you know, that's all I really care about. All right, so I think I'm done with streaming for the weekend. I'll be back Monday at 6, and we'll be doing some prep for Stolen Fate. Tuesday, we'll be doing some prep for 7 Dooms for Sandpoint. Thursday, we'll be doing some prep for Skyhaven, Homebrew Hexcrawl, Sky Pirates. And then Saturday morning, we'll be back here working on our self-host journey some more. And then what else? Oh, DirkCon is coming up the first weekend of May. So if you're interested in hanging out, playing some games, watching some games, or running some games, hit me up on Discord, and we'll get you set up so that you can be a part of that. It's an online convention that we run on my Discord server, and yeah, I think that's about it. So I hope everybody enjoys their weekend, and I'll see you next time.